What's going on, everyone? So we are getting closer to the home stretch of this season here. We're rounding out the month of February, getting to the last month and a half of NBA basketball left. And the Lakers, they're not in the best position, right? Obviously, because they're the 9th seed, but they actually are in pretty good shape and actually do have a real shot at the 6th seed. It's going to be tough. They're going to have to win some games desperately. And they got some tough matchups coming up, especially in the month of March. It's going to be really rough. But you look at where they're at, 9th seed, they're currently 3.5 games back of the 5th seed. Dallas is the team that's probably going to end up taking the 5th seed the way that they're playing. They're just playing spectacular basketball right now. Really look like a team that has figured it out. And their schedule the rest of the way isn't really that difficult. So they're going to be in good shape. They're going to be in a good position. However, you look at teams like Sacramento, Phoenix, the Pelicans, right? They're not in the best shape. The Pelicans, we'll touch on these teams here more in depth here in a moment, but these teams, as far as scheduling-wise goes, Pelicans have the 10th toughest schedule the rest of the way. The Phoenix Suns have the number 1 toughest schedule the rest of the way. Sacramento has the 5th, and the Lakers are 6th. The Warriors are 25th. So that's going to be the tough part. Lakers keeping pace and staying ahead of the Golden State Warriors, who are right behind us, right? They are literally half a game back, and we play them still coming up. But you look at the games that are scheduled ahead, there are some very key important games. Now, obviously, every game at this stretch is important for us. We need to win as many games as possible. So I'm not saying that we can just lose these other games. No, that's not what I mean. But there are some games as far as us getting ground in the standings that are a little more important than others, right? The Phoenix Suns game, again, we're trying to overtake Phoenix. We currently have the tiebreaker. You go and you beat Phoenix coming up tomorrow, then, well, depending on when you're watching this video, it may have already happened, but my point is you win and beat Phoenix. Now you get a full game on Phoenix. So now you're only a game and a half, which really is only a game behind Phoenix because you have the tiebreakers. And you've won, what would it be, 4 out of 5 times now at that point. And then, of course, you want to beat teams like the Clippers and obviously the Wizards and the Nuggets and the Thunder. But the Clippers, you're not catching the Clippers. The Lakers are literally 9 games back of the Clippers. You're just not catching them. Same thing with the Denver Nuggets. Same thing. You're 9 games back. You're just not catching these teams like the Clippers, the Nuggets, and the Thunder. Again, the wins are very important, but they're not as important as a Sacramento team, right? We play Sacramento twice. We need both of those wins. You get those 2 wins, now you just covered 2 games, which you're only 2.5 games back. You're basically even, and you've leapfrogged Sacramento for at least the 7th seed, maybe the 8th seed, depending on where Phoenix is. But you go beat Phoenix, you go beat Sacramento twice, and then you got to go beat the Warriors. That way you can continue to keep pace with the Warriors and stay ahead of them. Because like I said, they have a very easy schedule. Issues are, when you look at the Pelicans are playing really good basketball, or they have been lately. They lost to us and then immediately went on a 4-game win streak or whatever. But the Pelicans are now in a very tough spot. They're going to be without CJ McCollum for who knows how long because he suffered an ankle injury in that Miami game. So he's out. Brandon Ingram, he missed that game, and there's looks like he's day by day. He is kind of expected to return sooner rather than later, but it's Brandon Ingram, right? I mean, this is a guy that only plays 50 games a season, and he's already at 51 games. So see how much he does. But also, half their team is going to be suspended for at least a game or 2, maybe even longer. So that is good too for the Lakers, as New Orleans might suffer a couple losses here coming up. And again, they have the 10th toughest schedule the rest of the way. So it's just you get them to lose a couple games. You have the tiebreaker. All you have to do is just finish with the same record. Because again, you have the tiebreaker. So as long as you can, keep pace and get ahead of them, then you're going to leapfrog them and be in the standings. So, if they both finish with, say, 45 wins, well, guess what? The Lakers get that whatever seeding New Orleans is in. So the Lakers have some benefits in that regard. You look at a team like Sacramento. Again, Sacramento has not been the team that they were last year. They've struggled mightily. But for whatever reason, Sabonis just has Anthony Davis's number, right? He's like 10-0 or something crazy like that against Anthony Davis. So the Lakers are going to have to figure that out and are going to have to get these wins. You can't lose to Sacramento twice. You can't you can't even really lose to them once. We just can't afford it, right? Because the Lakers, again, we're only one win in the win column, right? They have 32 wins, we have 31 wins, right? But we have to get those 2 games. That gives them 2 losses. That gives us 2 more wins and puts us in just a much better shape and position. Obviously, with all these teams and all these games, we need these teams to take some L's, right? Like, we need teams like the Pelicans to continue to lose. The Lakers have to do their job also, but, the Pelicans have the Bulls coming up, right? Can the Bulls beat the Pelicans? You need that desperately. Sacramento's playing the Clippers. That's good, right? Clippers, handle business, do your job, win that game, help the Lakers out. Now, all of a sudden, the Lakers are just, they beat the Phoenix Suns. Kings end up losing. Lakers are right there. Now they're only like a game back. You go in, like I said, in that Sacramento series, that matchup, right? Now you can overtake them. But again, matchups are a real thing. You just see sometimes like history just for whatever reason just plays out the way that it does, right? It's just like some guys just seem to have other players' numbers. Now I hope Anthony Davis looks at that and goes, okay, let me show you, and dominates. And look, if we're talking about how important these certain matchups are and how crucial they are for standings and whatnot, then the Lakers are too. Right? The Lakers are aware. It's not like I stumbled across something that the Lakers have. So they know. They probably have these games circled on their calendar like I highlighted. Hey, we gotta, these are the games. Obviously, we want to win every game, but these are the very crucial games that could be the difference between us making the playoffs or making the play-in, or being the 9th seed compared to the 8th seed or something. So the Lakers need to make sure that they're basically knocking off the wins that are on that circled whiteboard. And these are the teams that you need. Now, obviously Phoenix, we play Phoenix coming tomorrow. Look, we've beaten them 3 out of 4 times. Yeah, you got to go make it 4 out of 5. You just got to, right? Like we can't, we're right there from overtaking Phoenix. And Phoenix is not that good. Phoenix just, they're very predictable. They just aren't a very good defensive team. They just don't have a lot going for them. A lot of the problems that I thought that they would have this season, they've basically had. And, they had a stretch where they looked like they figured it out and were winning a bunch of games, and then now they are getting back to reality here a little bit. They're currently on a 2-game losing streak. It's going to be tough. They're not going to want to lose a 3rd game. They're not. They're not going to want to go on a 3-game losing streak. So you're going to get Phoenix's best effort. You're also on the road in Phoenix. The odds are stacked against you, but you gotta play. You gotta pick that up. You gotta go get that W. Because now that again, that gives you a full game on Phoenix, which you already have the tiebreaker for. Even if the Lakers lose to Phoenix, they'd still have the tiebreaker. But still, it's just now Phoenix gets a full game on you. So now instead of you being 2.5 games back, you're 3.5 games back. It's just that much harder for you to overtake, and it just means it's that much more likely that Phoenix finishes in 6th or 7th as opposed to you finishing in 6th or 7th. It's not gonna be an easy task, right? I mean, they could score the basketball, right? I mean, you have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. The Lakers' problem too is they just don't have any of their defensive players. Their entire defense is basically out. So that doesn't help when you have to go match up against some elite scorers, some of the best in the game, and it's okay, well now who do we put on Kevin Durant? Who do we put on Devin Booker? Right? Is Austin Reeves guarding Booker? And what, you're gonna have Rui guard KD? It's gonna be tough. But again, these are very important wins. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What do you make of this? Do you think the Lakers are going to be able to get into that 6th seed? Do you think that they overtake some teams? Do you think no? They're going to end up being a play-in team? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Now subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.